Morning, guys. This is Modesty33 here, aka Crystal with the C, back at you with Vlogantine Day 13. Getting ready to go to work. Gotta do some visits today, and I need to get back in time for a training this afternoon. So, yes, I have to be very efficient with my time today. Just wanted to show you guys a quick outfit of the day or of the morning. It is early. Praise God, I woke up early. Anyway, hair is in a bun. Yeah. I don't know if I'll actually get back to straightening it again, but if I do, probably either be today or tomorrow. We'll see. So hair's in a bun, stud earrings, lipstick is the Christian Louboutin So Tango. Want to have a brighter lip today. I do have like a kind of like a little sweater, and this is from American Eagle. I put a top on it. This is a top over it, and essentially it's like a strapless top, and it is also from American Eagle. My Louis Vuitton Logomania rainbow scarf, my sweater shawl thing from JCPenney's, pants from New York and Company, and shoes from Shoe Carnival. Okay, I'm back, you guys, and for my bag, I do have my Louis Vuitton Clapton backpack in the color cream. Y'all see it's kind of stuffed today, but that's for a reason. Actually, I'm going to be taking my Featurette item with me, and it's actually inside of here, so the bag is very stuffed and it's heavy. So yeah, I'll show that to you guys a little bit later. I don't know if I'll be, because I do have to go to Bible study tonight, so it is Wednesday, so I don't know if I'll actually make it back to the house before Bible study, or I might show you like my featurette and all that like before I actually go into Bible study. So we'll see how the schedule unfolds. But yeah, anyway, guys, that is my completed look for the day, outfit of the day, bag of the day. And I'm going to be heading out, picking up some real quick breakfast, and then heading off to do some visits. Hopefully, prayerfully, no hiccups, and I can get back in time for this mandatory training I have to do later in the afternoon. But yeah, I'll be back to you guys a little bit later with my featurette and story time. All right, you guys. You may be wondering why you're seeing two AC units, but it's going to play into my story time later on. I just want to give you the visual. You know, this one looks newer, one is older. All right, you guys, headed to work. All right, y'all, I'm back. So I'm just in the parking lot of Bible study. So I just kind of had a little snack, my little chicken salad with crackers. And I have my drink here, which I got the Venti Ultra Caramel Frappuccino with almond milk. And I still got the whipped cream, and that was a free drink. That's the only time I ever get a Venti. I usually don't drink anything that large. I usually just get a tall or a grande. Not that it's any better for you or anything like that. So, but anyway, y'all, I wanted to do like a brief, or tell you briefly like about what happened earlier. And it's really got me thinking about different things. I try to be mindful of like not just myself and what things that you know, I might be feeling or experiencing, but even the people around me and the atmosphere, you know, as a Christian, as like a Christian woman. I feel like you have to be mindful of that. You have to be mindful of like your moods, your desires. Like you have to keep all those things in mind when certain opportunities present themselves, so you don't, you know, you don't get got. You don't fall for the okie doke, as they say. So and it's not a big deal. It's just something earlier, like when I was out doing visits, and then I had to stop at a gas station and gas up the vehicle I was in, which it wasn't my vehicle. I do get a vehicle to go out and do visits, praise God. And so you know, I was gassing up the vehicle, which was like a minivan. It was the second time they done put me in this minivan, but it's okay. The minivan got me where I needed to go, and it got me back. So, you know, I was gassing up the vehicle, and when I drove into the gas station, I saw a guy on the corner, and I was wondering, like, I don't know, in my mind, I'm wondering, like, why is this guy sitting on the corner? So then I go and park, you know, at the little gas pump, and, you know, I do the card. I don't go inside and pay. I do the card. So I go and I'm around here gassing up, and I'm observative. So I see the guy move and he's coming up in a little bit closer. And I'm like, Lord, again, like I done told y'all these story times. I done told y'all about the 2-for-1 dude with the Big Mac. I done told y'all about, you know, the dude in Savannah talking about looking for a wife. Click it and get it. Listen, I said, Lord, I always pray this prayer when I feel like there's somebody who's about to come up here and have a conversation with me that I really don't desire to have conversation with. But he wasn't no old guy. He probably was in maybe his 40s. So he wasn't old. So, you know, he kept creeping a little bit closer. And then he was kind of by the trash can in between the two pumps. And he was like, oh, you know, next time I could do that for you. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking like, okay, does he work here? Like, is he just kind of hanging out outside? Because I'm like, what, you know, why is he just randomly hanging out here? And then, you know, he was telling me, because he looked at the vehicle and he was like, oh, so are you from out of town? I see the plate say North Carolina, which I didn't know what the plate said. I just, you know, again, it's not my vehicle. So I was like, oh, yeah, just, you know, working, doing some business or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay. So he was like, so, what else did he say? He said something else and I didn't hear him. And then like when I was, you know, finishing pumping, he was like, oh, can I get your number and I can text you sometime? I'm thinking like, text me sometime. But I asked him, I said, what do you do? And I didn't mean for it to come off that way. Like, what do you do? Because I think for me, it would have been different if he was in another vehicle at the pump, but I just saw him standing on the corner. So I'm thinking like, okay, bro, what you right here doing? Like, that's kind of what my mind was, but it came out as like, what do you do? Like, when he asked for my number, and it wasn't about like, you have to do a particular thing to get my number, but I saw him on the corner when I drove up. So in my mind, I'm thinking, are you just around here soliciting? Like, what are you around here doing? That's in my mind what I'm thinking. And he told me what he did. He worked at some type of job for some company. And I was like, okay. And he introduced himself to me and I gave him my name. But I told him, I was like, no, sir, I'm good. You know, but thank you. He was like, oh, well, I tried. And I was like, yeah, you did. You know, and I was like, you know, thank you. So I say that to say, I'm very mindful this time of year because, again, with propaganda, all kind of stuff goes out, with social media, with the news, with Google News that I look at as far as single Valentine's Day. And like, I'm mindful of people when they come and approach, like sometimes people are just looking for a quick fix. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that about this gentleman. I don't know, you know, and then I leave off and I'm like, oh man, you know, maybe that might have been something. But now I'm thinking to myself, like, come on now. You got to be honest with yourself. Come on. Why is this man standing on the corner? Like, so he don't have a vehicle or something might be going on with him. I don't know. And then he asked, can he text you sometime? How long are you in town? Can I text you sometime? And I'm like, But let me give you this story time. This is pertaining to the appliances that I showed a little bit earlier before I left for work today. And both of those appliances were my AC units. Essentially, it was a newer one and an older one. One of them was like a Train AC unit and then HVAC unit. And then the other one is basically your standard manufacturer HVAC unit when you buy a home. I don't know what brand it is, but it's been there since I bought my home. So let me tell you the story time. Essentially, back in 2015, I believe it was August 2015. You know, I started noticing, you know, I would put the AC on because it's hot around that time of year. I would put the AC on and then it would stop running and it would make like a squeaking noise. So then I would turn it off and then I would turn it back on and it would run for a minute and then it would shut off and make a squeaking noise. It was a very loud squeaking noise because I can hear the AC unit in my room, or I can hear it from my room because the bathroom, where my bathroom is, like, yeah, the AC units are right outside of essentially of that area. So essentially what happened was, you know, the AC unit stopped running. It's August. It's a problem. I went on YouTube because that's how I typically do. I go on YouTube to try to figure out how to resolve issues. So I went on YouTube and they said that it was, I don't even remember the terminology now, but it was some unit that they said might be going out of the AC unit. So me being like super motivated, super driven, I was like, okay. So they said, okay, if you call an AC person to come out, you know, and try to repair it, it'll charge you about $300 maybe to repair it. And the part that you need is maybe $10. So I was like, oh, okay, let me go. And I went online. I went to find the part. Then I went to, I called one of the stores and I asked them, okay, do you have this part? And they were like, yeah, we have it. So then I went and I was again super motivated. This black girl, and I had my hair in a fro at the time, and they were like, oh, are you the one that called us earlier? I was like, yes. They're like, so who's gonna put this part in? I was like, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I'm gonna be the one to fix my AC unit. I was so happy. I was excited about it. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna fix my own AC unit. So, you know, the guys who were in there, they were excited. They gave me tools. They're like, hey, you know, since you're going to fix it, you're going to need this tool, you're going to need that tool. Here, you can have it. Gave me the tools. I was like, yes, Lord, yes, I'm going to fix this AC unit. So I went home. You know, I looked at the YouTube video a couple more times to see how to, you know, take the part out, put it in. And so then when I went home, I'm sorry, my allergies are kind of acting up. When I went home, went ahead, followed the instructions, turned the unit off, went ahead, took the part out, put the new part in, turned the unit back on, and it's like, it started to work, and, you know, the fan would spin, then it stopped again, and then the AC unit started shaking. And, y'all, I don't mean to be overly dramatic, but it was kind of like one of them, you know, you see a lot of those action movies where, you know, there's an explosion or something and people are running and then like there's the explosion and they get away just in time. That's almost what semi happened, because I could see the unit shaking. It was like violently shaking. And then I was like, oh my gosh. So then I started running, and then there was the explosion outside of my home. And so at that point it was like, okay, so the AC unit has exploded. You know, the whole unit didn't explode. It was something inside of the unit that exploded, and it spilled stuff everywhere. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have to call the AC man. So I was very disappointed. Called the AC man. He came out, looked at the unit. He said, yeah, you installed the part correctly, because he asked me who installed the part. I said, well, I did, you know, and then I started speaking, you know, little HVAC language to him, because I had been researching and looking this up. He was like, okay, well, let me tell you, I think it's the motor that's defective. Like, you installed the part correctly, but I think the motor is bad. He said, now, if you replace the motor in this AC unit, it's going to be about $3,000, because this is an older HVAC unit. He said, you would do better getting a whole new unit, and I can have somebody out to you, you know, to give you a quote. Let me tell you how my whole heart and soul died that day. Like, I felt like somebody had just punched me and slapped the mess out of me. Like, and then furthermore, to add insult to injury, he was like, why are you out here doing this by yourself? You don't have nobody that you can call to do this? Bruh, no, I ain't got nobody who can come out here and do this. I'm around here single, trying to save some money, man. You don't know? So made me feel extra bad, extra horrible, because I'm out here by myself trying to fix an AC unit. No, there was nobody I could call, nobody that I knew who did that type of work. Yeah, I go to a church with a whole bunch of people, but in my mind, because I thought I knew what the part was, you know, to fix the whole thing, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and do this. But it didn't work out, y'all. It didn't work out. I had to go through the process then of making a decision about a new AC unit. If you're a homeowner, if you know anything about HVAC units, they're very expensive. They're like almost, some of them who came in my home and gave me quotes, they're almost like, to me, student loan expensive. Like, you know, filling out the FAFSA. So, praise God, I was able to, you know, make a decision about the unit. I had like 3 or 4 people quote me prices, come in, tell me about the different units. And I kind of paid attention to how the people treated me, number one, when they came into my home, and, you know, how they spoke to me, all this stuff. So, you know, I did go with, like Lowe's. You know, I went through Lowe's to get the financing or what have you, and they went through another company, and they were really cool. They were the most affordably priced, and they had the best, like, HVAC unit as far as, you know, highly rated, or, you know, it's a known HVAC brand. So, yeah, that unit cost me $4,900, you know, with the installation and all. And I got 2-year financing through Lowe's, but guess what? That joint still ain't paid off. Just because of different things. Like, you know, when one thing breaks down, it doesn't exempt other items from breaking or from other things in your life from happening. Unfortunately, I would have hoped that, you know, paying almost $5,000 for an HVAC unit would have exempted me from other things going wrong in my life, but that didn't happen. So ended up having to pay, you know, put it on a credit card. And at the time, I didn't even care, because I'm like, listen, it's August and I have no AC. So then, because I'm sleeping like that, it's hot, I'm making irrational decisions, because again, I'm mad about the fact that the man came to my house and was like, oh, you ain't got nobody, there's nobody who can come here and help you. So guess what I did? I signed up for online dating. How do the two relate? Well, I said I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I'm gonna find me somebody. So signed up for online dating, signed up for Christian Mingle. And this is just, again, me giving you real talk about, you know, things that I've done or what's happened. So I signed up for Christian Mingle. It was real cool initially, you know, talked to, you know, had chats with a good many people. And then actually, funny enough, somebody from my church actually like gave me a like or whatever. And I don't even want to really comment on that, y'all, because it was a person that I would never talk to. I would never talk to. And that's all I'll say about that. Nothing against the gentleman, but I would never talk to. So then it got me questioning, like, okay, there's other people on here like this. And the only reason I signed up and did it was because one of my good friends, you know, who went to church with me, met somebody on Christian Mingle, ended up moving to Texas, you know, getting married. And, you know, he's like a pharmacist. So I was like, okay, these people right here on Christian Mingle. So, but then when I met, you know, when I got the like or whatever from the one guy, because I looked at him like, isn't that so-and-so who go to church with me? I'm like, you know, once I saw that particular person, I was like, I don't know. Maybe the quality done kind of shifted on Christian Mingle. I don't know. But, and nothing against that person. It's just somebody I would never talk to. So, anyway, ended up talking to an individual like in December of that year. We had a lot of correspondence. He was actually wanting to come up here and meet me because he lived in Atlanta. You know, I didn't live that far from Atlanta, you know, and so he was wanting to come, like, after having conversation for like 2 weeks. We had FaceTimed, all that. And I praise God because, you know, I do have a circle of wise counsel around me who can, you know, give you, you know, differing and varying opinions about certain things. And there were 2 people that God specifically led me to talk to. And I knew God led me to talk to them because, number one, they came up in my spirit. And when I tried to justify not talking to them, I ran into both of them. So, like, the one person, like, I was like, oh, you know, it was like in my spirit, I need to call so-and-so. And then I was like, no, I don't need to call her. Then the next minute she calls me. I was like, yeah, so I need to talk to you. I need to have a conversation with you about something. Talk to her about the situation. She really was not, you know, this is like an older woman in her 50s. Yeah, she's in her 50s. So she's not really an opponent or a proponent. I don't know how you say it, but she's not really for online dating per se, but she's not like against it. She's not like, oh, it's horrible, whatever. She just asked me a specific question about the individual as far as friendships and relationships that he has in, you know, in his circle, that was very important and pivotal to me because it's something I didn't look at. And that's why God led me to talk to that individual, because, like, it was something that, again, And then when I asked the person, you know, that I was talking to about it, it illuminated a lot of things for me about the type of person that he was, and just that we kind of weren't in sync about a lot of things, or about important things as it related to relationships and relationships with family, friends, other people. So that was one thing. The other thing was, you know, I talked to, you know, my first lady at our church about the whole situation, and, you know, her perspective, she's not for online dating either. Or she just wasn't at the time. She wasn't at, you know, for it at, as far as it related to my situation. I'll just say that. I'm not going to say what she does or doesn't believe. I'll just say at the time, she just really wasn't for it as it related to my situation. And she was not for it because she asked me a very important question. And she asked me, like, okay, do you believe that God told you or led you to do this? And that was the main question that stuck with me. And that's the reason why I lost my peace about the whole situation, because I remember when my AC unit exploded, and I remember my feeling of frustration, and that's why I signed up. So I told her dead honest truth. I said, no, I just wanted to do it. I don't believe God led me to do it. So she said, okay, I'm glad you told me the truth. So you got to reconcile that for yourself. And if you still want to meet up with him and do whatever, like, she said, I don't trust people like that, but, you know, hey, you got to do what you feel is right. So then it's like we were supposed to meet up. Then it didn't work out for us to meet up because it was like a blizzard and he was supposed to come up or whatever. And then it just was like, then, you know, I went to church and the word that was preached, it like really like messed me up, y'all. It was just like so much confirmation of what my first lady had told me. And I was like, man, I need to cut this off. So that day I cut it off before he could even come up here. And that, you know, it's no harm, no foul to that gentleman. You know, like, he was real cool. I don't know if he's married now to somebody, but, you know, like, you just have to be mindful of whatever you choose to do. This is my point in the story. Whatever you choose to do for you, you got to look at your motives for doing the thing. You got to look at why you went into it. If you feel like, again, God led you to do it, you know, that's one thing. Or you can't go into something out of frustration or desperation or letting your desire lead you. You know, there are probably many others to that, but those are just the ones I'm going to put forth. Desperation, frustration, or letting your desires lead you, because that never ends well. I've seen a lot of people that I've met who are now in very bad relationships, as far as, you know, bad marriages or on the brink of divorce, because they let their desire lead them. They were desperate for a change, or they were frustrated. So you really, if you feel that way, you really need to take those feelings to God, so you don't make a bad decision as it pertains to your future. So, you know, it doesn't, you don't necessarily see the end of a thing, but because I've seen the end for what other people have gone through, it really allows me to be more sober and not make rash decisions, and really take my time and trust God, and really put the thing before God and say, okay, God, what do you think about this? Because I know what my desires are, but what is your purpose for my life? Is this a part of your purpose and plan for my life? Because if it's not, then it's a counterfeit. It's not gonna last. And I have this philosophy, y'all, like, I'm too old to get divorced. Like, I'm 34 now. Whoever I married, listen, it's till one of us dead. One of us gonna be dead, and that's bottom line. Like, I'm too old to be getting a divorce. But I know people who've gotten married at 34, now they're in the process of divorce 5 years later, 16 years later. Like, and that's not for me. Like, because you see the end of a thing, you got to be more mindful before you enter the thing. That's my whole thing. But y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here and get to my featurette. Hopefully y'all got something from that story time. And yeah, don't lose your mind again when these appliances break down on you, and go sign up for some online dating and get in bad relationships because your AC unit exploded. So that's the that's the gist of it. That's the beginning and the end of it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get to my featurette, and I will talk to y'all a little bit later. All right, y'all, I'm still in the car. And like I told y'all before, my featurette is actually inside of my Clapton backpack. Let me go ahead, pull it out, and I'm gonna show it to y'all. Okay, so I'm back, y'all. I want to introduce y'all to one of my favorite bags in my handbag collection, which I don't know if this may be a shock or surprise, but it surprised me because it's a bag that I typically wouldn't use. I'm not gonna say I typically wouldn't use, but my bag personality, like from what a lot of people know me as, like it really wouldn't fit. But one of my favorite bags in my collection, you know, it's really come up in the past few months because I've used it a whole lot, is my Chanel wallet on chain, caviar leather, black gold hardware. So I did fit this in my Clapton backpack. So again, like I told y'all, the Clapton is not a mini bag. So I got this bag in June of 2017, the same time I got my Pochette Métis, went to the Chanel in Selfridges and went ahead and got this bag. And I really didn't use it that much in 2017. Used it a bit more last year when I started my part-time job because I use this as like a work bag. I have used it to go to weddings and, you know, some nicer events. But and you see it's kind of disfigured and all, but yeah, because like I put my keys and stuff out of there. But this is what it looks like, and I'm sorry if the lighting's not the best, y'all, but it is leather and it is like a little disfigured because I do use it all kind of ways. I'm not gonna lie, this is what the bottom looks like. So I've had the bag now for almost 2 years and it's gotten a lot of use in the past few months. But I really like to use it as like a travel bag. I use it as a work bag for my part-time job a lot of times. Yeah, those are kind of the main uses. I do use it when I go to formal events, and I'm gonna just turn the camera around and show y'all what fits, because a lot of people feel like nothing fit in here. I fit like probably half the things that were in my Clapton backpack in here, for real, y'all. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show y'all what fits in here, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, y'all, so this is my Chanel wallet on chain, and this is kind of a closer look. I've got something right here. So this is what the bottom looks like. And it is the caviar leather, so you do see, you know, a lot of the little texture in the leather. So it does have this back pocket. I have used this back pocket for, you know, items before. This is what it looks like. And this is like the stuff I would normally put in my bag, except for like my phone. My phone I'm filming on. But I do have another phone. I have my work phone in here. So I just kind of want to show that to you guys. So opening it up, I do have my work phone, and this is an iPhone, but y'all, like if I take the case off of my actual phone, it will fit in this pocket as well. I've done that before. So I have my phone, I have a checkbook right here. Sometimes I've put like back here, I will put either cash, or I've had sanitary pads, like, and I'm talking about maxi pads. I ain't talking about no little, you know, tampon. I'm talking about maxi pads. I've put 2 back here. They fit back here. They do bulk up the bag, I will say that, but they do fit. I also have some wet ones. So this is just kind of added, you know, cleanliness as far as your hands are concerned. If you're not in a place where you can wash your hands, wet ones are really good. Or if I like will get something on my pants, I will often use wet ones to kind of clean it off real quick. And so let me let you kind of look in and see what the rest of the things are. So I have mints in here. These are Altoids. So yeah, I have gum. This is a new pack. Haven't opened that one yet. That's Trident Layers. I have one of my Christian Louboutin lipsticks. This is probably this is Rococotte. This is the one, yeah, this is 215 Rococotte. I already know what that one is because I took the Tango out. Tango is what I'm wearing today, but it's not in this bag. I also have a Dior lip glow, and this is in the color Coral. I have that. I also have my Louis Vuitton clay key pouch, and have my keys attached. I also, earlier this morning, you know, all these keys, the sanitizer, that also fit inside of the wallet on chain. So I put it all actually in here. I didn't have it hanging like I have it now. I have also, I'm just doing this with one hand, y'all, so that's why, you know, our angles are a little off. I also have 2 Louboutin lotions. One is the lavender and the other one is the almond. Then what else do I have in here? I have an ink pen down here. And inside the zipper pocket, I would typically have like maybe some Claritin or allergy medication. On the back pocket, I might have a ticket or like maybe a credit card, debit card if I'm about to go to the store. So you can put your cards in here. I never do that just because I always keep my cards in other places. So I never put my cards in here, but you could do that and that would help you to save more space. But yeah, this is my wallet on chain. I've showed it in quite a few videos. I do like that it has like a lot of pockets. There's another slip pocket here, the zipper here, the pocket right there, and then the back pocket, or the pocket on the inside flap, and then you do have this back pocket here. So this is like a very good travel bag, I would say. And it's a good like a work bag, and for me it's a really good work bag because I don't have a designated workstation because I do work part-time at another job. So whenever I go in, I can just, you know, put this bag on my shoulder, wear it crossbody, or, you know, just put it on crossbody, and I can just get up and go, and I don't have to worry about setting my bag down or, you know, it being someplace that, you know, it's not locked up or anything. I can just wear this crossbody. It just has the double C's on here. It's, you know, which are very small, inconspicuous. If you don't know Chanel, you wouldn't really know what it is. You just see the double CC's on the bag. So again, yeah, I did get this bag June 2017 in Selfridges at the Chanel boutique. And I've gotten a lot more use out of it the past year than I did when I bought it in 2017. So it is a bit, you know, disfigured a bit, but you know, it's almost 2 years of wear, and thus far I don't really notice anything except for, again, it being a bit disfigured because of the way in which I use it. So it definitely gets good use. But like I said, y'all, like, I highly recommend this bag. I know people again say you can't fit anything in this bag, but then they go out and buy like the Petite Mal or some of these other little small bags that, you know, little circle bag. And I feel like you could probably fit more in the wallet on chain than you can in some of those other little bags. So it's just all in what your preference is, what you prefer. Now, this bag does retail very highly in America. Again, I did buy it in London. So it was before the price increase. 2 years ago, I bought this bag. So it was before the price increase that Chanel had for that year. And then two, I did get the VAT tax back on it. So I definitely believe if I sold this bag today, I would get what I, you know, paid for it, since I did buy it in London, plus maybe some more. So I think for that reason, it is a good investment, if you want to call it that, or a good buy, a good purchase. I don't buy my bags to sell them, but you just never know what might happen one day. So you may need the money, or, you know, maybe you fall out of love with the style or design. So I highly recommend the wallet on chain, but I would recommend, if you know, I recommend this as a souvenir if you go to Europe. And I've always said that, like, if you go to Europe, if you're going somewhere else, like for a trip, you know, especially like a European country, I would highly recommend you pick this up there as opposed to paying the price here. If you paying the price here, I feel like you might as well get a mini. I wouldn't pay that for a wallet on chain here. You might as well pay the extra money and get a mini. And, you know, even if you go abroad, I would try this bag and I would try a mini. I just think this bag is more versatile because it is a wallet on chain. You can wear it crossbody. I'm not certain about the mini. I've never seen the mini in person. Maybe I'll go to a Chanel boutique one day later, way later, not anytime soon, and you know, look at a mini for myself. But I'm just not in the market for a mini. So I really like my wallet on chain, but I'm always in the market for gifts. If anyone has any gifts they'd like to send, I will get that P.O. box started and up, and you're welcome to send all gifts to Modesty33. So anyway, guys, that's my featurette for the day. The Chanel wallet on chain, gold hardware, caviar leather, black. That's pretty much it. I'm sorry if like the story time and the featurette were kind of long. I just want to be thorough. That's just kind of my personality. I like to be very thorough. I'm like that when I write notes and stuff too. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So I'm just waiting to go into Bible study, and then I'm gonna get this good word, this good teaching that's gonna keep me and cover me. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you do share this video with anyone else who likes vlogs, who likes story times, who likes featurettes, all the above are in my videos. So make sure you do share this video with them, and make sure you tell them to check out my other videos for the Entine series. And so guys, also make sure you comment below. Let me know, anything you want to share today. I definitely appreciate it. All comments are welcome. Like I said, don't be inappropriate or nasty. So we keep in a positive space. Still, for the last few days of vlogging time, we keep in a positive space. But also make sure before you leave, you do subscribe to the channel. You do that again by hitting the red button below and hitting the bell next to it so you're notified when I do upload future videos. And again, you guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my very next video. Bye.